Welcome to Cultivating Her Space. I'm Dr. Dom, a college professor and licensed psychologist.
And I'm Terry Lomax, a techie and motivational speaker. Now, before we jump into today's episode, we want to share something special. For the first time in 8 years of podcasting, we're taking a much needed summer break. But stay tuned to see what that means for you.
That's right, lady. After nearly a decade of showing up week after week, we're giving ourselves a little time to rest, recharge, and refill our cups. But don't worry, we're not leaving you hanging. Over the next few weeks, we'll be dropping these mini episodes filled with reflections, insights, encouragement, and some of the conversations we think you need right now.
When we return, you can expect even more of what you love: authentic conversations, powerful storytelling, practical tools for healing and growth, and fresh perspectives on everything from mental health and relationships to self discovery and personal development. Thank you for being part of this community and for growing alongside us over the years. Now, let's get into the mini episode.
Okay, lady. So today's conversation is for every woman who has heard someone say, "Girl, you are so strong," while secretly wondering, but what if I'm exhausted? What if the smile that everyone compliments is the same smile that's hiding anxiety? What if the woman that everyone depends on is quietly falling apart? Today, we're talking about why so many Black women feel that they have to mask their mental health struggles and what it actually costs us when we do. All right. So I got a story.
Okay, let's hear it.
All right. Imagine a woman who wakes up before everyone else. So, like, 4:30, 5 a.m. She gets the kids ready. She answers the work emails before 8 a.m. She checks on her parents. She shows up for her friends. She leads the meetings. She smiles through dinner. She's laughing at the group chat. She posts an inspiring story on Instagram. Then she cries alone in the shower because she doesn't know how much longer she can keep pretending that she's fine. Most people would not call that a mental health crisis because she's still functioning, right? Like, she got up, got the kids to school, answered emails, led the meetings, engaged with the people in her circle. But functioning isn't the same thing as flourishing.
Oh, girl, that is so true. And as you walk through that, Dom, I'm thinking about myself, many Black women that I know. I'm sure, lady, as you listening, like, girl, that's me, or that has been me. And that is so real. Like, a lot of times we judge people based on looks or what they post or what they like. And it's like that shit. Many of us are so good at masking. Many of us are so good at walking around with a smile plastered on our face. And we're dealing with some real shit. We're hurting, we're tired, we're exhausted. So, how would you even define masking down? Tell us more about the research.
So for me, it's masking is when you are engaging in behaviors that cover up. So if you think about wearing a mask, right? Like, it's hiding something. And
Hmm.
so when you're masking, you are doing things to hide what's really going on. Now, the reality for most of us when we're masking, our masking activities look like productivity.
Yeah.
Our masking doesn't indicate to other people that there's something happening in the background, something else happening in the background, right? It's, oh, look, she's got, she looks so, she looks like she's got it all together because she's doing all the things and she's keeping herself occupied
Hmm.
in terms of what everyone around her sees so that they don't see what's actually happening beneath all of that.
Yeah.
And truly, what's usually going on is that for Black women in particular, we are suppressing our emotions. We end up having sleep problems. We end up having physical health problems. And we've talked about this on the podcast before,
Yeah.
right? And what also ends up happening is that we're not seeking help. And whether that is from a therapist or a medical doctor or even our closest friends,
Hmm.
we're not saying we need help.
Yeah. That's real. And as I don't know, Dom, would you say you've ever experienced this where you realize like, oh, I've been masking. I need to ask for help, or have you ever experienced that in life?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. I think that there have been plenty of times where I was stressed and I
Hmm.
was moving through doing all the things
Yeah.
because they needed to get done and not giving myself that space, and actually not even, I think it was not even masking but more of denial.
Yeah. Like, oh, I'm okay.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like, even so, even when questioned, saying, no,
Yeah.
I'm good. And not even and I say denial because I wasn't even like in the story that I presented, the woman is crying alone in the shower.
Yeah.
There have been times where I wasn't even feeling the feelings. And so for
Yeah.
me, that's
Oof.
deeper than masking because
Yeah.
you're not giving yourself that space, even if it's privately, to feel the feelings
You're
because you just got
numb.
to get through.
Yes. That is so real. Because I'm thinking about just how being a strong woman, like I know we can give tips and we can say like, oh, ask for help and all these things. I'm thinking about the real moments where I've been there as well. And I'm like, sometimes you ever feel like, well, if I ain't gonna do this shit, it's probably not gonna be done right. Like it's just I am the one who's helping everyone else. Is someone really gonna be able to help me? Like there's so many thoughts that I think we have to overcome sometimes to even get to a place of asking for help. And the other thing I want to
Mm-hmm.
stress is that it's just so important for us to one, like not give up on ourselves because sometimes you may go to a friend, they may say the wrong thing. You may vet a therapist and it may not be a good fit. And sometimes we have to just try and be resilient and persist until we find something that does work. I remember having a bit of a breakdown and I came to a friend and usually I'm pretty composed. Like I try to be honest with people when I'm not having a good moment. Like, oh yeah, I'm having a rough day. But this one friend, we were hanging out. And I was so fucking pissed about something. I was expressing my anger to her. She was like, wow, I never seen you like this. And this was years ago. And I still randomly think about the moment she said that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, it kind of made me like pause. And I was like, oh shit, I'm showing too much. Like she couldn't
Oh,
handle that. Cause she
yeah.
said, I never seen you like this. And I'm like, oh my God, like I feel like I have to uphold a certain demeanor. And I
Mm-hmm.
felt like I couldn't really be that true. And so it didn't feel safe to be that way with her.
Yeah.
And so little things like that, it's like, that's why I try not to put people on a pedestal. If someone, Tom, if you ever called me up one day, I'm just saying, you were like, fuck all this shit and you throw stuff. I'd be like, I know that's like have your moment, girl. Like I try not to judge people or put anyone on a pedestal
Yeah.
because we all should have the space, right? And the luxury to be able to have a fuck this shit moment. And we're still
Mm-hmm.
human and you're still intelligent and credible and brilliant, but like we're also human. We're holding a lot of times. So I say all that to say, like, don't give up if the first person or the second or third person doesn't
Right.
handle and hold you with care. Just keep on looking because you can't give up on you.
Exactly. And I think the thing too to point out is that as the person, if the person to that person who had that reaction of
Yeah.
like, oh, wow, I've never seen you like this. Okay, fair,
Yeah.
valid point.
Mm-hmm.
And the follow up could be, this is concerning because I've never seen you like this.
Mm-hmm.
How can I help? How can I support you?
Yeah.
Let me make space for what it is that you're feeling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I can understand being that person. Like if you're the person who's receiving or witnessing your friend engage in or emote in a way that you haven't seen before, I
Yeah.
that can truly be startling and shocking if you've never seen it.
Yeah.
And you don't stop there though with pointing that out because like you said, the impact then becomes them feeling judged or feeling like
Hmm.
they can't come to you with those emotions because you can't handle the emotions. In some
Yeah.
cases, it's not that you can't handle the emotion, it's this is new information for me. And now
Yeah.
I'm curious about, okay, what is really happening?
Hmm.
And well, okay, what do we need to do to
Yeah.
support you in this moment? And being clear that what do we need to do could simply be, I'm just quiet and I listen.
Hmm. Yeah.
I just give you the space to express those emotions.
Exactly. Without judgment. I love that. There's definitely
Mhm.
could be more there. Yep.
Yep. Without, and yes, without the judgment. And I think the thing too is when someone gets to a space where they start to peel that mask off,
Hmm.
it truly is about, without judgment, finding a way to support them. And lady, if you are the person who is trying to release the mask, it's it's okay. Remembering that it is okay to ask for help. That
Yeah.
is beyond okay, that it is a necessity, that none of us exist on an island, that all of us, even the most powerful, most brilliant women in the world,
Hmm.
have a team of people that help them navigate life.
Yeah.
And it's okay. It's necessary to ask for help at times.
It is. And another thing too, Dom, I think is important is because again, everything goes back to childhood, right? Being a people pleaser and, being raised a certain way where we've experienced like being the peacemaker and things, it's easy to kind of get into this habit of, oh, everything's okay. Like, I got it. I'm cool. What I started doing as well is like being transparent, trying not to like, depending on who it is, like share too much, but being honest. Like, if I'm having a rough day, you know what? I'm having a bit of a rough day. Like, letting it be known when I'm not always smiley. I'm not always like, oh, gee golly, butterflies and sunshine. Like, no, some days, like, no, I'm not feeling it. And like letting that be
The
the
thing.
norm to ebb and
Mm-hmm.
flow
Mm-hmm.
so that people can see that. Because I think sometimes people can also put you on a pedestal and then they expect
Yeah.
you to be a certain way. And so I think showing more of who you are and like the range of emotions, I think that can be helpful too.
Yes,
Letting
I
ourselves
like
do
that.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And normalizing the conversation about therapy, right? Or help
Yes.
seeking. And
Yeah.
also recognizing too that for a lot of us, right, especially right now, like I understand that there are a lot of barriers that keep people from being able to access appropriate mental health care. And so I want to also note that healing truly can happen in community, especially for Black women. Like
Mm-hmm.
the power of being around our sister friends, our sisters, like just being around other Black women. The research constantly, and I see it, like the research shows it, we all intuitively know it, that
Yeah.
that being in community with other Black women and other people who are supporting us, that is healing. And
Yeah.
that is a great opportunity to deepen the healing when we allow ourselves to remove the mask and be honest about what we are navigating.
Amen to that. And the last thing I want to say is even if it's something non-traditional or something that maybe doesn't, that you didn't think would resonate. Like I talked to someone recently and she hasn't been to church in forever and isn't really, like super churchy, but she went to
Mm-hmm.
church and she had like it filled her spirit. And so maybe church isn't your thing, but like maybe like I grew up in church, maybe going into that environment in a new phase in life, it may be the thing that you need, right? Or joining some
Right.
type of hobby group or just be open and like don't stop trying. That is the most important thing. Like don't stop trying because there are people out there waiting to support you, waiting to love you genuinely and waiting to be like let you rest, and just be.